A 25% gain. That is the average return after a company announces a stock split. So what companies are about to announce a stock split next? Let's go ahead and break it down. All right, so here's the thing. Bank of America has put together a list of companies that they think are going to do a stock split next. But why? Like, why have they created this list, and what was some of the criteria? So number one, the number I gave you, the 25%, that is their number, and that is an average, because we saw in 2021 when Tesla, Amazon, Google, and others, what felt like everybody was doing a stock split, 2022, the market fell like 18%. So that was one of the times that did not work. However, we're talking about an average. And the way they did is take everything on their buy list. So everything on this list, Bank of America does love. And honestly, I agree. And some of these stocks we have talked about before. But it had to be over $500. Because remember, when you do a stock split, the stock appears to be less expensive, which they think, and we have seen too in the market, people just feel a lot more comfortable buying a stock at $50 than they do at $3,000, which is where Amazon did their stock split, or Google when they did their stock split when it was close to like $2,600 per share. So because these stocks have done well, because they have gained so much, and they are good quality companies, they think that these are the ones that are likely to do a split next. Let's go ahead and start with the list. First one here is URI. That is United Rentals. Right now, at the time we're doing this video, the company, the share price rather, is $670 per share. It's up 49% in the last 6 months and up 47% over the last year. I like the company. The company is fine. We actually talked about it a ton back in 2021, 2022-ish, when we had really covered everything in between about the infrastructure bill. So if you really want a deep dive into what I think about the company and what the company does, go check out that video to give you a primer. And then obviously you want to read up more because that video is like 2 or 3 years old. Okay, so you want to get the most recent information, but that will give you a background on why I think the company is good and whether or not we were right about our theories on URI at that point in time and how things have progressed between now and then. Next here is Costco. I've been raving about Costco for years. If you have been watching this channel, you know that I've been talking about Costco for a very, very long time. So I'm not going to go into super deep detail here, but it's the share price is $745, up 42% in the last 6 months and up 54% over the last year. It is hard for me to emphasize how special that is for a company like Costco. You don't really see a ton of retail stores not named Amazon. They don't have a ton of physical locations, but you don't see a ton of those stores or those types of companies do 40 or 50% in any time frame, especially when you're talking 6 months and a year. It is rare. Now, someone had asked me last week, maybe it was a week and some change ago, in the video where we did Walmart. We talked about that stock split. They asked at that time, why did I say that Costco's dividend was better than Walmart when, if you look at the percentages, the dividend yield, Walmart pays a higher dividend, at least at the time that we did that video? Well, here's why. Costco has paid an increasing dividend close to 20 years in a row. I think it's like 19 or 19 and a half years at the time that we're doing this. Walmart has done it just about 10. So Costco has paid an increasing dividend almost 20 years in a row. That's 2 decades compared to just Walmart's 1. So the amount of dividend in terms of percentage, you probably got Walmart there. But what I would argue is the quality of the dividend and the returns, I'm going with Costco. But you can also go with Walmart too. I don't think there's really a loser here in this case. Next is TransDigm. Perhaps I'm pronouncing it wrong. TDG is the stock symbol. The price of the stock right now is $1,187 per share. Quite expensive. However, they're up 42% in the last 6 months and up 65% over the last year. They're in the aerospace industry. What I like most about it is the fact that it's in the aerospace industry, because not a lot of people have exposure to this part of the market, especially if you're not investing in Boeing. And Boeing has had some issues that we have talked about. So go back and check the video on Boeing, because maybe you want to buy it. Okay, now if I had to pick, I'm going with TDG, but there are opportunities if you really like Boeing like that. But the reason why is because I know we're all focused on tech and tech has done well. I have no beef with the tech industry when it comes to my portfolio at all. But I don't want that to be the only thing in my portfolio. You might want to look at some aerospace, so you can check that out for TDG. Before we finish though, we've got just a few more stocks left. I'll tell you this right now. Free workshop. Free. And if it's free, it's for me. Okay, that's how I feel. That's my philosophy. However, I am going to teach you exactly how you can start to invest your first 6 figures. Once you hit $1,000, $100,000 rather, your first $1,000 is important, okay? But once you hit $100,000 in your portfolio, the game changes, okay? Absolutely changes. So I want to show you how I got there, how you can get there, and most importantly, once you get there, how do you protect it? How do you know when to buy, when to sell, what to buy, and what to sell? It's all free. Make sure you click the link that's on the screen or in the description box below. All right, continuing on our list is a company that I enjoy very much. I've talked about it, and if you watch the videos, you know where I'm about to go here. It's Chipotle, because Chipotle is delicious. But Chipotle is, the stock right now is $2,658 per share. It's up 41% in the last 6 months and up 76% in the last year. I want to hold Chipotle as long as I've been holding Costco, which is 4+ years. I want it to be a very long-term company for me. Now, I don't control what Chipotle does in the next 5 years. I hope that it continues to do as well as it has. I think I picked up Chipotle. I definitely picked it up last year. I don't know if it was in December or June of 2023, because we're in 2024 now. Yeah, so 2023 is where I picked it up. I wish I'd had it much longer, but it has done quite well for me. They did have the E. coli issue not too long ago, but again, go back and watch last week's video on the most expensive stocks. Hint, Chipotle was on that, but I went into a quick deep dive on what's going on in the company and what I think about the company in the future. Next here is Lam Research Corp, LRCX. They are also in the semiconductor space. I say also because NVIDIA has sucked the oxygen out of the room for everything and everybody, okay? And that's, that's fine. I got NVIDIA, I'm not mad at it, but it's not the only company that is doing well in the semiconductor space. Right now, Lam Research Corp is $937 per share. All these prices will be much different by the time that you're watching this video, but it's up 40% in the last 6 months and up 91% in the last year. And that is, again, I know NVIDIA is way out there, but 91% in a year is amazing. 40% in a year is amazing, but Lam Research Corp is a company that I feel has been well under the radar for the better part of like 5 or 6 years at this point in time. And it has quietly been doing quite well for that long. I'll say this though, I do have 3 additional companies on this list, and I'll give you a quick hint. 123%, 139%, 234%. Those are the returns in the last year for those last 3 companies. You need to be inside our members only to get the rest of those companies, because I've already given the list out to our members. So they got a spoiler warning before everybody else got it. So that is our list. However, what are the best stocks that you want to check out that are under $100? You want to check out this video right here.